It's the CalebDMTG Show.
Bottom's request for a stip is to use all the resources, not just mana. So like life, library, graveyard. So the goal is to win with like an empty library, or but after nuking our graveyard or paying a lot of life, that sort of thing. So cards like Sylvan Library are gonna be good. Brain freezing ourselves before we're living death, that sort of deal. Be the goal here. Yeah, resources, exactly. No, I think we needed the bodies, Mild Lemon. Oh man, the opponent's library is a resource. Blight still uses Infect, though. Wait, Infect's not a resource. Why are people saying Infect fucking mattered? Yeah, no, this is way more resourcey. I guess Opposition Agent does something similar. Use the opponent's tutors as a resource. Maybe it'll wheel. Yeah, it can be like blue-black. Infecting yourself as a resource? Right, yeah, I don't know how you'd do that, though. Add 9 infect counters to yourself. Draw 2 cards. Yeah, Toxic and Probe both use life really well. Sylvan Library, or Solemn Simulacrum sort of uses your library, but not really. I think Toxic fits the stip better. Are there ways to remove Infect? Very few, because Infect is not the best. But no, there's some real old wonky cards. None of these are really like creative about paying resources. Bitter Blossom's perfect, huh? Every turn we convert a life point into a 1/1 flyer. Yeah, this is just gonna turn into like Mono Black Suicide. Like Murderous Rider also works, right? Bazaar and Hazoret are both using cards in hand differently than usual. I think both of them would fit the stip as well, but since we have this like solid core of black cards, I think we're just taking Murderous Rider. And this one. What was the stip? Kill yourself with self-damage cards, was that the stip? Hey, Game Archie, thanks for the sub, thanks for 10 months. Game Archie says, thanks for providing quality content and a great vibe. Also, what's the stip? The stip is to use other types of resources besides mana, so we're trying to use our opponent's library or life total, stuff like that. Hopefully we can open a Mana Crypt on turn 1 Bob. Boop-boop-boo. If we pick up Sensei's Dividing Top, that uses our clock as a resource. I like that. I like that reasoning. That's clever. Ooh, Living Death. I was talking about Living Death. Using our graveyard as a resource here. Now we just need to find a way to, like, dump our library into our graveyard. And we'll be in a good spot. Maybe that Bizarro Wheel. Frenzy uses your library as a resource in a really interesting way. Glimpse the Unthinkable is not in the cube. Brain Freeze is, though. The Bizarre Wheels. Yeah, that's kind of what we're hoping for. Blue looking super not open, so the bribery might not end up making the cut. Frenzy, not amazing with D-Tutor, but that's okay. Yeah, that's why it's different beating in. And you can always sack the Frenzy if you want to cast stuff from your hand. Midnight Reaper uses your life total to draw cards, but like so does Bob. We already like have that going on. I kind of just want to grab Thunderball here. Jim Davis would be all about this Tangle Wire. I don't know about all that. Yeah. Avalanche Riders could be sweet with Living Death. This puts itself in the bin naturally. I was like, oh man, Oath could self-mill for Living Death. And I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute, Caleb, hold on. Bizarre did not wheel, unfortunately. Maybe we can get other ways of bidding our library. Yawgmoth's Bargain works with this stip, but once again, we already do have ways of paying life to draw cards. You just grab Lava Claw here, since we didn't get the Badlands earlier. Ooh. Exhume could help us use our graveyard. Same with Lavamancer, or the Welder. I don't know what I was saying, Lavamancer. Verdant Catacombs uses our life. Emrakul doesn't seem like it works. Yeah, let's grab Exhume. Dismember works. Null Priest uses our graveyard and then could also like have some life gain in here to offset all the self damage. I think I like that. And then here's more ways to churn cards into life. I wonder if Bomat Courier is better. I wonder if Bomat Courier wheels. We've got like a last pick Goblin Guide. Let's take the Knight's Whisper. Pay more life, draw more cards. Hey Caprolol, just having a pretty chill evening here. Ooh, speaking of using resources differently. The stip is to try and use other resources besides just tapping mana to play cards. So like trying to use our graveyard as a resource, trying to use our library, our life total as resources, that sort of thing. I don't think Krark directly relates to the stip. Agadeem's Awakening could, though. Certainly could. Past in Flames uses the graveyard, so does Woe Strider. I wonder how easy it would be to get these big chonkers into the graveyard. The Iona and the Ashen Rider. I wonder if we want those. Right now we have Exhume and Living Death as reanimation. If we just wanted to be an aggro deck, like Woe Strider does use the graveyard. Does fit the step. Plays pretty well with Frenzy too, huh? Yeah, I don't know. Dreadhorde could use the graveyard, but I don't really see it. I don't really see that working out. I'm going to take the Through the Breach, just in case. Yeah, we'll try to use its creatures as resources. And then it also has the friends. It uses creatures and graveyard as resources. We'll try to just, like, hit a couple parts of the stip at once. It's hard to pass. Empty the Warrens uses, like, spells played earlier in the turn as a resource, which is pretty interesting, but I don't think we're set up for it at all. Lane drops. Wilmette Courier does work well with the reanimation strat. Yeah, right, Woe Strider does play well with Living Death too, you're not wrong. Plays well with Living Death, plays well with Frenzy. So LED is a discard outlet. So is Una's Prowler. Una's Prowler is like kind of perfect. We almost need this Bloodstained Mire just to have reasonable mana. I think Prowler's a little too important for the stip though. A little too important to pass here. Grim Lavamancer also uses the graveyard in an interesting way. This is Yawgmoth's Will. Let's grab Blood Crypt. Blood Crypt even more on par for the stip than Badlands would have been, because you're like paying life for tempo with it. Nice. Perfect. Is there an alternate win con stip? Yeah, people have donated for alternate win con stips before. Yes. If we're trying to pay life to draw cards, then our deck just got a little bit better at that. Speaking of which, huh? Our deck's a little underpowered. We didn't get a ton of acceleration. But we're doing pretty well otherwise. I actually kind of like Duretti with this Living Death, just like churn through the deck. Shallow Grave also an option. Shallow Grave working particularly well with Gristlebrand. We can even like put Shallow Grave on the stack and then sack Bowman Courier, that sort of deal. I think Duretti's more likely to wheel. We'll do this. I'm gonna be able to play that one. I'm not sure about Bob. Oh, Bob's perfect. Beating cards to Brutality like almost works in a way. You're like still using cards from your hand, but in a different way to like augment another spell. I think Skybusters. Yeah, I think our deck's a little underpowered. When you have a like a red-black deck like this, and you don't have like Moxes and stuff to jump your curve, then you kind of usually want to have like some amount of like 1-mana discard spells to slow the opponent down. And we don't have that. So I'll be happy if we end up with a 2-1, but that's alright. Deck's still sweet. Got some cool things going on. Hey, Cal Barnes, thanks for the sub, thanks for the 4 months. Time is a resource. I think Sling Gang is too cool with Living Death. I think we want it. Even though it's a little weird. Sling Gang and FTK both playing well with Kiki Jiki too. So the Electron would have been a good one to reanimate, but Yawgmoth plays so well with Bitter Blossom. And so well with our stip too, huh? A lot of resource management going into Yogg. Except Duretti. Goblins is a resource. We have a Goblin guy we can sang. Yeah, too bad we didn't get Siege Gang, huh? Siege Gang would have fit this deck really well. I feel like Yawgmoth is doing something similar to Toxic Deluge, like on a smaller scale, of course, but I think it also just like fits the deck better. We also have Living Death here, and Toxic and Living Death isn't really a combo. I'm not sure if we played it through the Breach for just Sphinx and Grizzlebrand. I think that one chills. And then I'm not sure. Yeah, we've done that before, Ezekiel. Maybe the deck's too aggressive for Duretti. I do like how it works with Living Death a lot. We do have other ways of binning cards, right? We have Collective Brutality and Luna's Prowler, Pack Rat, Rotting Regisar. We just like don't need it. It seems like the more loot effects you have, the better when it comes to Living Death, though. I think we cut Goblin Guide and Soulscar Mage. I think these other 1-drops are more in line with the stip. Is Bob too risky? What's the risk? That we use too much of a resource? I think Murderous Rider is better than Char. If you're gonna play one. If Bob is too risky, then that just means that we're succeeding at the stip too well, you know. This means we're doing too good of a job. It's not a thing. I think getting back Kiki Jiki off of Living Death would be sweet, but the triple red does have me a little concerned based on our costs for the rest of the deck. And it could be something we do, just like cut these. Makes the Living Death a lot more medium, huh? What combos with Kiki Jiki in our deck? Pretty much everything. I'll bring out everything that doesn't. These two don't. Everything else. Oh, Yogg doesn't. Yeah, Sphinx has pro red, so you can't target it with Kiki, and Grizzlebrand and Yogg are both legends. But literally every other spell in every other creature in the deck is great. Draw 2 cards off Bob. Got 2 7/6s. Get more Sling Gang triggers and Avalanche Riders and FTKs and Thundermaws. Just like murder real quickly. Oh, sack whatever you clone, and that's why it's good with Yogg? Yeah, maybe. I think the triple red is just gonna ruin it for me, though. And then if we're cutting Kiki Jiki, maybe we cut Thundermaw too. Makes me a little sad, but that's okay. I'll live. It's for like 11 black sources and 7 red right now. Is Sling a good card? No. Does Sling use goblins as a resource in a creative way? Yes. Also kind of fits our deck. Our whole Living Death plan. Just drain someone out. Yeah, that's what I said, Fuzzy Cord. Kind of opathy. Yeah, they're good. The band's name is Wild Run. And they have some pretty sweet merch too. A few of their shirts. Is Null Priest good? Null Priest is good. Gives us a little bit of much needed life gain while also using the graveyard as a resource. Yeah, we only need 16 lands. We only need 16 mana sources in this deck because we're using our other resources so hard, right? Like, I want to keep this hand because if we hit, then we have a turn 2 Reggie. But if we don't hit, then we do nothing forever and die.
Try to tame the beast without breaking skin, but no solution.
Getting Chrome Mox here might have been better. We can always spin it to the Brutality though. You want me to play every card? Every card, every resource. I was gonna pass. We could duress with Collective Brutality. I don't think there's many burn spells you're gonna hit that like one-shot Yogg though. Ah shit. Well, they're Boros. Maybe that equation's different. Almost like detutoring for Avalanche Riders. We'll do this though. I thought about pitching Yogg, and then maybe next turn we'd go like Prowler plus Brutality. There's a chance I want to run out Yogg though, depending on what they do. Like it kind of looks good against that. That was when I regret not detutoring for Grizzlebrand, huh? I had different ways to bin it, but didn't have a way to reanimate it handy. I thought Frenzy was going to be better. Is the letter of the stip or the spirit of the stip more important? I usually say the spirit of the stip. Yeah, Yogg has pro-humans, so they wouldn't be able to finish off Yogg with a burn spell here. Perfect. I don't think that they forgot that it had pro-humans. They just wanted to like get in damage anyway. Fire off their light up the stage, right? Right now, Exhum's a little scary because they have the Seasoned Pyromancer in their graveyard. We wouldn't want to Exhume unless we were getting Grizzlebrand back, I think. At least the Rabble Master is exiled. Awkwardly, I think there's a good chance we end up discarding the card that we tutored for with Demonic Tutor.
Take the fire and bend it into the shape of a child and let him sing what you've been trying to say for a while, that there's nothing left, nobody's to catch the heat of the flame, there's nothing left.
Hell yeah, Tackler. I've been really enjoying playing Legacy lately. Probably gonna do some of that, huh? Wow, we are super dead. Let's go next. We attack Chandra, they can jump with Elemental, and then, like, they just kill us with Hazard. I'll make a matchup concession here. Cut Bitter Blossom and Dark Confident against the Burn opponent. Because I'm a coward. And then I think the rest of this is fine. We could bring in Duretti over Frenzy. Play towards the Living Death still. Let's do that. Hard to find time to play Frenzy, huh? Yeah, my Legacy videos have been doing super well on the YouTube, so gives me some incentive to wanna jam them.
Try to tame the beast without breaking skin, but no solution seems to ever let me in. If I go on, I'll hold on with the weakest grip I can. Neither warriors nor humble words can linger in this land.
Chromox, best draw. Yeah, so with white mana means that they could have answers to Sphinx. Sphinx has pro red and pro green. That said, we just looked at their hand and they didn't have an answer handy. Exhume will also give them their Kytheon back, of course. But with the information that we have available, this does seem winning, right? Yeah, I also haven't played much Modern, but I'll have time, right? I'll have plenty of time. Because Cube's gone in like a week, and then Kaldheim's gonna come up at the end of the month. But there should be like a solid week of Modern and Legacy and Historic. Oh, interesting point, Charlie. Yeah, watching legacy content on YouTube lets you like pause and go read Scryfall. Whereas if you're watching it live, if you like look up cards, then maybe you miss something that goes on. Interesting point. You wish Legacy wasn't prohibitively expensive? Yeah. The way I play it, like on Moto, with a Mana Trader subscription, is pretty reasonable. Like sometimes I end up buying cards to supplement my collection, but Mana Traders, by the way, is a rental service, and they do sponsor the stream. There's a link to them in the stream description. Make it a lot more possible for me to spit out legacy content thanks to their sponsorship. There's also a coupon code for 20% off your first sub with them. If that's what you're looking to do. That's true, Slotbeard. There's a chat command to look up cards. That's also sweet. Oh no, I have to attack the Gideon. I have to do the thing I wanted to do. Just running out Prowler or Pack Rat here, I don't think does very much for our board. But Duretti just like drawing me into like land drops and things to do. Like now next turn we can go Pack Rat plus activate. I think that's better than playing a single 1/1 Pack Rat. To not do much. Yeah, Sphinx is pretty good against those red decks. Pretty good. Yeah, Sphinx is pretty backbreaking, at its absolute best against mono red or mono green, of course. One of the few times I saw Craterhoof like just not be good enough was versus a Sphinx. One of the downsides to running out this Bowman Courier is that now Knight's Whisper won't be overfilling our hand, so if we draw a Grizzlebrand or Sphinx, the Knight's Whisper won't be a discard outlet. You said often it doesn't make the cut. Sphinx? Sphinx doesn't make the cut in my Tinker decks sometimes, but I pretty much always play it in Reanimator, in my Cube Reanimator decks, just because it's so good against mono red and mono green. And I usually don't have like an excess of targets to reanimate. Doesn't look like they're playing Vortex. Oh no, they are. Okay. Vortex versus the deck trying to pay as much life as possible. Maybe the Dream Red matchup. Tempting to block there, because blocking gives us another turn underneath the Sulfuric Vortex and Chandra. I guess I'd chill in case they play a haste creature. No, I clicked through. I'm a shame scoop. I was literally clicking F2 to like go between phases, and that's when they swords my Yogg. So like the swords went on the stack like as my keystroke. Like I did not have 6 my turn there. I was literally just like clicking to pass. Ugh, awkward. I was pretty fucked there regardless. With Chandra and Sulfuric Vortex, and I was at like 12 or whatever. Had a whole lot of ways to get out of that one. Hell yeah. His hand looks groovy. Yeah, the F key resources. Weird. Maybe something came up. You would have hung on to Bomat for discard fodder with our last hand? Oh, there's no way. There's no way. No, you go turn 1, Bomat on the play, fucking serve. Turn 2, play your 2/1. Turn 3, play your Reggie. Put like some real pressure on the opponent. We didn't care if we discarded whatever was remaining in our hand to Reggie, because like they're just dying, right? Just dying to the attacks. Yeah. His opponent just didn't want to face me. It's valid, I guess. Paid actor? You think actors get paid? You think I've got an actor's salary kind of income? Oh no, my actors are just building up their resumes. I'll give them glowing references. Yeah, college credit, college acting credit. Is it bad if you can't tell this is a stip or a Caleb original? Yeah. No, it's fine. I mean, a lot of my decks end up looking at it. It's still me drafting, right? Whether I'm doing a stip or not. This was a stip, an alternate resources stip. There's a few cards in here that I don't play very often. Living Death is not one that I cast a ton of. Sling Gang's a little weird. I do like Sling Gang, but it's a little weird. Bob in the Grizzlebrand deck's interesting, of course. As is Bowman Courier in the Grizzlebrand deck. The Frenzy's in here to use like my library as a resource, but it's obviously not the best Frenzy deck.
Oh shit, what up?
Hey Jacob Stormy, thanks for the sub, thanks for 10 months. Most people fire off the Night's Whisper. I was thinking that there's a good chance I'd been into the Brutality before I play Frenzy. Like, kind of a non-bow, right? Of course, I also thought that they were going to be like another Boros aggro deck, and now I have no idea. Great. Just burn my one removal spell against what is apparently an Oracle Moldiah deck. The good news here is that this Avalanche Rider just looks dope. It's always good news. Don't really have time to play the Yogg, even though Yogg's good with Avalanche Riders. Oh man, now we're gonna know what's underneath the Courier too. Do we want a Murderous Rider on upkeep? I think not. Not unless they like upkeep Deceiver me. Shit. So I kind of want to sack this Bullman Courier to get the Sphinx in the graveyard. But I could just, like, Awakening it back. I guess both ways work. Well, I hope we're not getting 20 dinned out here. Kind of looks that way, doesn't it? Yeah. Can't see a way to stop that. We maybe could have, like, found an Exhume. Get back Avalanche Riders. Blossom, maybe too slow. Oh, it's so good though. It's so good with Yogg. Alright, I'll leave it in. Really not that aggressive that we need Null Priest. Let's try this. Keeping Thundermaw instead of Sphinx was also an option in case we like run a red sources, and in case that's good. was thinking having a reanimation target handy was potentially nice. I don't think that's accurate, Turbor. From what I heard, he was like encouraging the rioters, encouraging violence. That doesn't sound like speaking out against outrage to me. It sounds like something that Twitch should take action against, which they did, and I'm glad. Anti-vax, yeah. Yeah, being anti-vax during a fucking pandemic is pretty indefensible, I think. Ooh. Well, it's a card, kind of. Yeah, that plays poorly. If I had Twin, then I'm not really sure why they're tapping land here instead of like waiting until my end of turn like they did the game previous. Maybe they didn't have Twin, maybe they stop decked it. But otherwise they're just exposing the Deceiver when I could be playing something else here. Oh, anyway. GG's.